Wendy, I'm going to ask you for 2 true facts about yourself and 1 lie. So don't tell me which one is the lie. I have to try and figure it out.
I was homeless at one point. I lived in Hollywood. I made $10 million in 2022.
Hey everyone and welcome. I am your host, Lady of Crypto, and this is the Trading Battle 1-on-1. Here we get to know the influencers behind the accounts and talk about their crypto journey so far. I'm also going to be throwing a few challenges their way too to keep them on their toes and find out that little bit more about them. Today I have with me Wendy O. She's one of the biggest female crypto influencers in the space and has a huge following on Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. She's also been an inspirational figure to me throughout my crypto journey so far, so I'm so looking forward to getting to know her better, and I know a lot of you guys are too. Wendy, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. That was the nicest intro I've probably heard in my life. And I'm happy to be here with you, chatting with you. And I can't wait for you to come on my show as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm surprised you haven't had nice intros, to be honest, because you're a lovely lady and you definitely deserve it. So we're going to start with getting to know Wendy O. So could you please introduce yourself and give us an overview of what you do in the crypto space?
So I am a mom, first and foremost. I have an amazing 5-year-old. And as you can see, she drew that cute little mask. And I also get these really awesome love letters every day from her. Love my baby. So first and foremost, I'm a mom. And I kind of just fell into the crypto space. I initially heard about Bitcoin and in 2011, a family member was like, "Can I use your credit card to buy Bitcoin?" I was like, "No, you're weird. This is not happening." And then back in 2017, or fast forward, 2017 happened. And in 2017, I decided to take that plunge and just put a little bit of money in, because in the United States, if you want to trade traditional stocks, if you want to use a brokerage, you need to put down like $25,000 minimum. I didn't have that at the time. So I put in a little bit of money to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, on Coinbase. And then I kind of fell deep down that crypto rabbit hole, understood what Bitcoin was, taught myself how to trade. It was super male dominated at the time, which it still is. And I started my YouTube channel to essentially bring my global audience together, because I was doing all these free meetups in Southern California, and then just kind of started sharing my trade ideas, my setups, then covering news and doing other types of media there.
Wow. So basically, you're pretty much Superwoman then. Being able to teach yourself everything and to do this as well. I know you said you're a mum, and I can imagine, I don't have any children, but I can imagine how busy you are in general doing both. So I think you do an absolutely amazing job. I know you put out so much content as well. You just pump out content and it's all fantastic as well. Your YouTube channel is absolutely awesome. What kind of, you said that, you heard about Bitcoin from a family member. What kind of pulled you in? What was it that what really kind of made you want to take the plunge?
So way back then, well, let's kind of talk about my personal life a little bit, because it was important. So back then, I worked for the largest HIV/AIDS infectious disease nonprofit in the world. And I was in healthcare, and I love my job. I love my clients. I love the community I was serving, but I was a brand new mom. I worked at that place for 7 years. I was in the retail sector about 3 years. So at the company, a total of 10 years. And I was tired. I was really tired. I was in school. I was trying to get a better quality of life, because I grew up super poor. And then after I had my daughter, I was nursing at that time. So having to commute from where I lived to West Hollywood 4 times a week. I worked 4 10-hour shifts, 3 hours round trip just to get there. Plus I was doing all the mom stuff. I just got so tired and burnt out. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I was very entrepreneurial at the time. I was like, first I wanted to open a bar that served donuts, because I love beer and I love donuts. I love eating. And then I was like, okay, then I started doing the SBA, the Small Business Association meetings. And they were I kind of learned about running a small business, how hard it was to obtain funding. So then I kind of was looking to the stock market. I was like, well, maybe I can invest, because rich people, they take chances and they invest. And I grew up in a household that was very strict about money because we were so poor. We were so poor and we were so scared to stay poor, which is really, really weird. But rich people, they take risks. So really the ability to invest in an asset 24/7, 365, not have anyone tell me what I can and can't do. Being able to put $10 in or $25, $1,000, 10,000, whatever it was, 24/7, 365. That was appealing to me because I had a really strict schedule at that time. But then, like, obviously, once we all kind of get into Bitcoin, we read Satoshi's white paper, we figure out what this thing really is. And then it resonated with me on a personal level because I'm all about good people being able to do whatever it is they want to do. Like there's a couple groups I'm not okay with, just as long as they leave the babies and the animals alone, like do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, I just really feel like people should be able to do what they want to do with their money and have access to their money. So then I really started to resonate with Bitcoin and with the entire crypto space. So that's kind of what drew me into it and made me excited. Plus, I was able to kind of trade from home whenever I wanted, which what parent doesn't want to be able to work from home, take their kids to school every day, pick them up, take them to music lessons, go to all their games? And I have that freedom now. If I would have stayed at my 9 to 5 or my 10, I think it was 7 to 10, I don't even remember. But if I would have stayed at that job, I wouldn't have had these freedoms. So really having a child, having somebody else to live for and be able to have my own schedule really kind of tipped the scales for me.
I love your story behind that. And as well, the motivation which just comes across with you saying that having your daughter and it just kind of having that other person to think about, and as well being able to kind of balance such a heavy workload, like you were saying with your previous job. And I think that's one of the things that I like about crypto as well. It gives people opportunity, and I think that your story behind everything should be a bit of an inspiration to other people who are maybe thinking, should I take the plunge? Should I take this big leap? Because it is a big decision to make, but it can be life-changing. And yeah, I love your story. I love your motivation and I love your energy. And I hope that people listening to how you have progressed and developed, it gives them a bit of an encouragement to think, you know what, I can do this too. And I completely agree with what you're saying. Crypto is a very male-dominated space, but you are killing it. You are killing it. And we need more female crypto influencers in this space who are going to make some noise, who are going to be confident and make a difference. And I think you are definitely one of the people that are going to do that.
Thank you.
So kind of reeling it back then a little bit. So do you think that if somebody said to you, 5-6 years ago, you would be where you are now, would you believe them?
Oh no, not at all. Like not at all, not at all. Like the fact that I am a YouTuber is kind of still weird to me. I don't like to be on camera. I don't like the way I look. I speak funny because I grew up differently than a lot of people that are in crypto. Because let's face it, a lot of the folks that are in crypto, some of them come from a different background than I am. Like I grew up very, very dirt poor. But one thing I do want to say, kind of segueing back, like I didn't just quit my job and go full-time crypto and do super well. I was already planning on quitting my job. I had a bit of a savings. I was planning on finishing my degree, getting my bachelor's in the United States. So I had a plan, and crypto just kind of came at the right time. But as far as and it also was a mindset change too. I used to be a super negative person because of all the trauma that I survived and that I went through growing up and into a young adult. So I used to be super, super negative, but I started to change my mindset. And I was just always asking the universe for abundance and let good things happen to me because I was tired of being sad. I was tired of being poor. I was tired of just feeling terrible. But if you were to ask me like what I would be doing like 5 years ago, no way, shape, or form would I think I would be this person making content and like on here talking to you. So I want to just kind of relate to the audience. Even though things might kind of be hard right now or they might be unclear, don't focus too much on the future. Don't necessarily focus too much on a plan. Find things that make you happy. Find things that you're passionate about. See how you fit in. Be of service to others and just kind of go a direction that feels good, that feels natural to you. But again, don't just quit your job and be like, I'm going to make it in crypto. Have a savings, have some sort of plan, but let your journey, enjoy the ride, and enjoy that future destination, whatever it may be.
100%. I think it's always good to have a plan. I most certainly kind of followed very much a kind of journey of what felt right for me. Everything that kind of just fell into place. I had a little bit of a rough idea. And I think as well, having that positive mindset that you've spoke about massively helps. Crypto can be super tough. It can be really, really volatile, but having that plan, being calm and going with feeling, just going with what feels right is, in my opinion, and I think you have a similar opinion, is definitely the way to go. Do you have like a way of explaining to your family what you do? Do they know exactly what you do? And I mean, with you, I know you have a young daughter. I mean, it must be pretty cool to have a mum who is a social media influencer. That's going to get us some serious like street cred points at school.
So the funny thing about that is I've been recognized by a couple of the kids that go to my daughter's school. She goes to a private school. It's a private Christian school because the schools in LA County are an absolute mess. So she goes to private school. It's a really small school. There's like 300 kids there. Some of the moms know who I am from watching me on social media. And some of the like the teenage kids are like, oh my gosh. Da, da, da. So that's super, super cool. My daughter could care less. She has no interest on like doing anything on the internet. I wanted to start a YouTube channel for her so that she can like display her music, because my daughter is the most amazing musician. I'm not just saying that because I'm her mom. I'm saying it because I have friends in the industry and they're like, your kid is like amazing, like super, super cool. But she's, she like doesn't care. Like she knows that she has Bitcoin, because when Bitcoin back in 2018, 2019, we broke below $10,000 support, I started buying Bitcoin. I liquidated her savings account with Fiat. I bought Bitcoin. It's, stored safely for her. But my family could care less. They're just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like you do this, whatever. And I have a very weird family dynamic. Like I love my mom. I love my sisters. They have no idea, like they know what I do. They don't really care. And then my daughters, like my in-laws, they know what I do, but they're just kind of like, whatever. So my family doesn't care. Like nobody cares that I do crypto stuff. They just know that I work a whole lot and they're like, whatever.
I think that's crazy. And it makes me laugh, the fact that your daughter's just like, meh, kind of whatever, I can imagine that some of the kids are almost like, blah blah's mom she's all on YouTube and she's doing all this cool stuff, and I can just imagine her being like, yeah, she's all right. I mean, to be fair, I don't think there's a lot of kids that are like, yeah, my mum and dad are really, really cool. It's always the opposite, isn't it? They're like, oh, mum and dad, you're embarrassing me and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just think it's so cool. And hopefully then she does set up this YouTube channel and shows us all how amazing she is. Hopefully she will get round to that in the future.
Well, I'm actually going to, when I retire, because I want to be done like 5-10 years. Like I want to be done with, well, I don't know. We'll see. So I am, if this is what she wants to do, if she wants to talk about crypto stuff, because I want to have my channel so built out where she can literally come on, talk about news for 5 to 10 minutes, and then get that YouTube monetization where and then she can go do whatever it is she wants to do. Because the people that have like millions of subscribers that are just getting YouTube monetization, they do super well. So it's like, I can literally pass that down to her and she can, do that and then have her own channel and pursue music, pursue whatever it is makes her happy. So hopefully I will do that, but I'll still be on the internet kind of watching, making sure none of the boys have anything nasty to say on
Hopefully they'll be like, oh, I'm not gonna mess with her. Wendy O is her mum. You've got the status now. But okay, I want to move on now then. So we're going to get down to our first game/challengey thing. So you may have heard of this before, but if not, I'm going to explain. And I'm just going to explain for the people watching as well. So Wendy, I'm going to ask you for 2 true facts about yourself and 1 lie. So don't tell me which one is the lie. I have to try and figure it out. And this could be crypto related, non-crypto related. What we're trying to do is get to know you. So I'll give you a second to try and think. I'm putting you under pressure. I know I am.
Okay. So 2 real and 1 fake. Okay. I have to think about this.
If you're watching, you can play along in the comments when Wendy gives us her 3 points. See if you can figure out which one is the lie. I'm going to try in a second.
Okay. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Okay. I was homeless at one point. I lived in Hollywood. I made $10 million in 2022.
Kind of going from one end of the scale to the other there, aren't we? You've mentioned Hollywood already, so I think that one is likely to be true. I know you said you had it a little bit tough when you were younger, but then I know how fantastically successful you are at the same time. So I'm thinking either the first one or the third one here. What are you guys thinking? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to go with the third one is a lie.
Oh, do I tell you?
Go for it.
Yeah, I did not make $10 million in 2022. That's like crazy. That's actually the goal. Like every morning I wake up, I do positive affirmations. I'm like, I'm going to net $10 million in 2022. So that's a goal that I have, but that is not true.
I was going to ask you actually, where do you have like an end goal? I know you said, you want to kind of do this 10 years, something like that. Where do you see the end goal? What would be, you're like, right, okay, I've done this, I've made it.
So so I got into crypto to be like a stay-at-home mom and trade, like whatever. And then I like saw the need for transparent marketing. So I started doing consulting and doing a bunch of other things. And then like the bear market happened, people were like the 2017, 2018, 2019 bear market was disgusting. Like people were just terrible. Like I would literally get attacked. I was like the only girl there. I would literally get attacked weekly by the same people. Like the same people over the stupidest stuff. Like, and it was literally because I was a woman. And now that I have this really big platform, it's become more about people that grew up like me, the underdogs, people that grew up poor, people that come home, that grew up in the lower middle class people that grew up, that lost a parent, or people that grew up that had suffered trauma like DV or SA survivors. So now, and I talk about mental health a lot too. So now it's more of me being vindictive, still creating content and still being around to prove a point, to bring more people that are like me into the space and to show the people that have told me no or said terrible, horrendous things about me that this is not okay. We're going to create a really dope space so that we can onboard people from all different backgrounds. Because again, I'm kind of petty. Like I don't like people to tell me what to do. I don't like to trash people, but at the same time, like you come for me, I'm gonna come back a little bit. So now my platform is kind of for that. Like Twitter, I talk about a lot of social issues. YouTube is like more crypto stuff, and Twitter too. TikTok is kind of a mix of the same. But I just want to be able to show people that no matter how you grew up, how terrible your life was, whatever it was you survived, there is a place for you in this industry, regardless of what some of the other loud non-majority people are saying. So it's kind of just a representation of people that are looking for change, but don't necessarily know how to do it. Because if I can figure this stuff out, if I can learn about tech, if I can, learn how to trade, if I can be able to articulate some of this complex information, anybody can.
I think that's an absolutely fantastic goal to have as well. It's not about kind of the amount of money anybody can make, not the amount of money you can make in the market, not about the kind of status that you're hoping to achieve, but the kind of idea of being able to help other people and motivate other people. And I think that's probably the best goal that anybody else can have, really. So that's awesome. Okay, so I want to move on then to WendyO's crypto tips. So crypto can be a bit of a crazy place, but that is why we love it. The volatility of the market, the incredible potential to make some serious gains, but also the potential to get absolutely wrecked. So if you could go back in time, Wendy, and give yourself one piece of advice, what would that be?
The best piece of advice I can give everybody, and I say this on my socials all the time, like we advocate heavily for profit taking. People get so mad, so mad about it. But one of the best pieces of advice I can tell somebody is have a trading or investing plan, come up with a bearish scenario and a bullish scenario. And that just means if if we're in a bull market and the market turns, when you're going to cut your losses, or that you're going to have those diamond hands and hold till zero, whatever your goal is. But to create something that's customized on your income, on your wants, your desires, your families, your needs, your beliefs, whatever it is, but to come up with some sort of concept or idea on how you're going to execute in different markets. Because let's face it, like some people are saying we're in a bear market, others are saying we're not, like, or bullish cycle, bear cycle, whatever it is. But I think it's important, regardless if your strategy is dollar cost averaging, hodling, trading, scalping, swing trading, whatever it is, to have some sort of idea what you're going to do if the market turns. Because the market doesn't care about you, doesn't care about me, it cares about nobody. It's going to do what it wants to do. And sometimes there's like black swan events that happen. So that would be the best piece of advice to give, is have a plan that suits you and your family's needs.
100%. I completely agree. And I think it's surprising the amount of people that actually don't have a plan. And then when something doesn't go the way they expect and they're in trouble, it's like, well, you didn't plan for this. I'm a complete believer of having a plan for a bullish and a bearish scenario. And I've had a lot of hate on my Twitter for saying, take profit, take profit, take profit. Oh, you take profit too soon. It's like, right, okay, well, when the market turns around and you're losing money, maybe rethink that comment. I completely agree. And especially in a bear market, your profit taking needs to be even more aggressive. Mm-hmm. Can you give me 3 kind of straight to the point tips for crypto noobs?
Yes. First off, learn what a moonbag is. A moonbag is when you have invested in something, you are up in profit, and you decide to remove initial investment and remove profit. That amount of profit could be whether you're scaling out on 10% sales or 20% sales, whatever it is, but make a moonbag. And the reason why you do that is because if the market completely goes terrible, you have removed all of your risk. So whatever you own free and clear. For example, I invested like a couple $1,000s in Terra Luna, and I think it was around $20 or $40. I don't remember what it is. I have to check my journal, but I sold around $80. So I had a moon bag. So whatever I own a Luna, I own free and clear. And that was great because, like, yeah, it sucks. I lost money. That bag went to zero, but I technically didn't lose money because I had already taken profit. The next one is to have a guide for yourself to decide how you're going to invest in projects. Do you have a checklist? Does a project meet your checklist? Are things being sorted out? Because a lot of people jump into projects because they see somebody else talking about it, but they don't do any research. So have somewhat of a guide to, a checklist. You can be like, okay, I joined the Discord, team was dope. The, so-and-so's docs, this is the tokenomics, like all of those types of things. And then probably the last one, a last piece of advice I can give is learn the very, very basics of trading. And I'm not telling you to degen. I'm not telling you to use leverage. I'm not telling you to become a day trader. I'm telling you to go to investopedia.com. It is free. I'm not partnered with them any way, shape, or form. It is one of the best free resources to learn trading and investing. Take 10 minutes a day and learn, read these articles. Just educate yourself. And the reason why you want to do that, it's going to give you an edge when you're trading or investing, and you're going to have a better idea of when you want to sell, or when you want to take profits, or when you want to enter, and when you want to exit. And at the end of the day, you don't have to resonate really with anything that's on there, but at least you're exercising your mind, which is also a muscle. And I feel like people forget that no matter what you are putting into your mind, it is a learning experience. Obviously you don't want to watch too many Sunday morning cartoons, but at the same time, you want to continue to educate yourself and give yourself an edge. And if you can and I know everybody has 10 minutes of their time, because we all sit and do the Netflix and chill before bed. If you're working a 9 to 5, you get a 10-minute break. Some days I take a step back and I'll just refresh on divergences or patterns or support, silly things like that. But it's good because it challenges my mind and it gets me, thinking. Critical thinking is very, very key in crypto.
That's awesome. Thank you. So if you guys are listening and you feel like you're a bit of a crypto noob, or you're just getting into this space, 3 really, really good points to consider if you are starting out. Understanding the basics of crypto and understanding them properly is going to put you in the best stead for making money and being able to survive when the markets get tough. Because again, crypto is incredibly volatile. It can be incredibly tough to manage emotionally. So having that plan in place is absolutely key. So we're going to move on to our next game then, Wendy. So the game is called What Would a Wombat Say? Okay, so if you're not familiar with the Lady of Crypto terminology, the definition of a wombat from the official Lady of Crypto dictionary is a person who does stupid shit, refuses to acknowledge how stupid said shit was, and advises other people to do stupid shit like them. Okay. So in this game, you have to give me as many examples of things a wombat would say. You have 30 seconds. So the idea behind this, guys, is when you hear stupid shit like the examples that Wendy is about to give, walk the other way. Okay? So an example would be, go all in on a crypto. That is something a wombat would say. Make sense?
Oh, I've got it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start your time in 3, 2, 1.
Altcoins have no utility. All altcoins are scams. Bitcoin is the only true cryptocurrency. Bitcoin will solve world peace. Diamond hands, hold, hold, hold. Buy the dip. Keep buying the dip. Keep buying the dip after Bitcoin breaks another crucial area of support. Do not take profit. You only sell if you lose. And use high leverage. I'm opening a position using 100 times leverage, not using a stop, because I'm going to make it all back in one trade.
Yes. Well done. That was very impressive. Those guys are fantastic examples of what a wombat would say from Wendy O. Okay, guys. So moving on then to the next topic. So it's fiat versus crypto. So there are a lot of different views when it comes to fiat versus crypto. There's a big debate on it, and I'm sure people could talk about this topic for hours. I think that crypto, in my opinion, is just getting started, and we're seeing more and more adoption globally as time goes on. I want to ask you, Wendy, what are your thoughts on the topic, and how do you think things are going to progress over the next 5 years?
So crypto it's still a new sector, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand how new it is. Like, let's face it, there's a new technology that comes, or let's say that there's a new brand that comes out. A lot of times these brands don't make it because they're built up of all different types of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurism is so hard. Like most small businesses fail because being an entrepreneur is hard. You literally have to wear so many hats. And if you're somebody who's an entrepreneur who wants to improve your skills, there's a book, it's called The E-Myth. It's like $5 used on Amazon or whatever. But when we're talking about like crypto versus fiat, we're going to see a lot of regulation coming into play, which is a necessary evil. That makes me nervous because we have these ivory tower people that think that they're going to do better, that think they're smarter than us, they're better than us, and they're going to institute all of these crazy laws and regulations, which they're going to say, we need protection, you need protection. But at the same time, when you take a step back, where were these public servants when we're in public school? Why aren't we learning about investing or personal finance in public school? Public school is kind of, I don't want to say it's a human right, but it's something that's given to most people in most, developed countries. So there's some issues that I see, but laws and regulations are coming. And as far as what's going to happen, crypto versus fiat, we are going to see a CBDC come into play. I've been covering and following the CBDC since 2019, I believe. I've had experts come on my show and talk about it. We are going to see a CBDC come into play. And I think the most important aspect here is to kind of follow the money and pay attention what a lot of these regulators are doing and what a lot of these people in power are doing and why they're doing it. And do your best to hedge. Hedging would maybe consist of having a paper wallet, learning how to use a radio, learning how to store your private seed phrase, having self-sovereignty of your cryptocurrency. Probably the safest one would be Bitcoin, but who knows, that maybe that's going to be obsolete in 10 years. And I think it's really just kind of important, again, just like we do create custom trading and investing plan, I think it's important for people to create things and come up with plans that work for you. Just because I'm sitting here saying, I think X, Y, and Z, guess what? You might make a lot more money than me, or you might make a lot less money than me. It doesn't matter. Come up with a plan that makes sense to suit you, to hedge against life for yourself and your family. But we are definitely going to see a lot of adoption come in with crypto. Is it going to be good adoption? Is it going to be bad adoption? Is it going to be the ISOS or ISO 2022 or whatever that is? Or is it going to be more centralized coins? Who knows? But regulation is coming, and I would just be very, very cautious with all the stuff that's happening in the future. And you should probably reach out to your local public servants and make a little bit of noise. That's the least that we can do. We need to stop being lazy.
And so just to follow on from that then, I think with so much going on in the crypto space recently, obviously the one of the big topics right now is the UST and Luna incident. And I think a lot of people, even before this, have been quite skeptical of crypto. Is there anything that you would say to these people that, you know, we've all heard it, crypto is a scam, crypto is this, that, and forever, and they're really kind of skeptical and almost slightly cynical? Is there anything that you would say to people who feel this way, that you know, what can you say to things like that?
So first and foremost, the whole thing that happened with Terra Luna UST, it's very, very tragic. And my heart goes out to anybody who lost money. Like we talked about it on my show. We talked about Terra Luna. We didn't talk about UST. People are like, Wendy, I use Anchor. I love it. I'm like, that's great. I don't use it. I can't really tell you to use it or not. I was always kind of weary about UST. But I think the most important thing to think about, like people are so quick once they start losing money. And I've lost a lot of money in crypto. Like I have a couple stories that you guys be like, oh my God, this is insane. But I feel like it's important to note, crypto is about decentralization. It's about being self-sovereign. It's about making choices and having accountability for yourself. If you don't like this mentality, if you don't want to live in a true decentralized economy, then just play with some of the legalized stuff. Go play with stocks, go play with, scratchers, lottery tickets, that type of stuff. I mean, you can, but you're not going to have as much freedom. There's a give or take relationship. You can't just expect to get rich. You can't expect freedom. You can't expect all these really great things if you're not willing to sacrifice. And part of the sacrifice in crypto sometimes can be getting wrecked. Like sometimes we lose money and it teaches us a valuable lesson. Like, for example, maybe you want to have a stop at 10%, so you don't lose more than 10% of your stack. But then you realize your stop keeps getting hit, and instead of maybe lowering it to like 1 or 2% or whatever, you keep it at 10%, so you keep getting wrecked. So crypto it's a give and take relationship. And I think that what we need to do is we need to take a step back. We need to stop seeing, like, focusing on what's being said on Twitter with all these accounts like that are anonymous, or even the people that have their faces out there and they're saying, oh, I invested this much in this, da 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 da. Take a step back, read that, listen to other people's opinion, but make choices for yourself. Like if you guys really want the government to come in and tell you what to do, then stay over there. But I actually like the freedom that I get in crypto. I like the risk. I like being able to either make a lot of money or lose a lot of money. But at the same time, I am preparing myself for both scenarios. So I know, like, if I'm going to lose a bunch of money in a trade or investment, I have that planned out because that's part of my bearish scenario. So I feel like it's more people taking accountability for their own actions instead of blaming it on other people. Yeah, it sucks when we lose money. It sucks when terrible things happen. But at the same time, we act like the United States government or any other of these governments or ivory towers or public servants are even better. Like, what are these people literally get paid to tell you what to do? And to me, it's kind of mind blowing. Like, do you want the freedom or you don't want the freedom? So I think if you're somebody who's kind of like on the fence and not really confident with your trading or investment decisions, then maybe you want to like deploy less capital or have like more, be more concerned with the risk. But at the same time, it's like, you don't get both worlds. You don't get to pick and choose what aspects you like. You have to kind of go with the flow. And if you want to make the ecosystem or you want to make the crypto space better, then contribute something, make content, like do something that's going to help, write your public servant or whatever that may look like for you.
Yeah, I think that's a really good mentality to have. And to be honest, in my opinion, I think some of the skepticism is caused by people not fully understanding what crypto is and the amount of control they can have in this safe, transparent way. And I think as well, I don't know if you agree, Wendy, but the media as well can basically portray crypto as anything that they want, positive or negative. I think, obviously, generally speaking, it's negative, but the media portrays crypto in the way that they want to portray it. So I think understanding and finding things out for yourself, if you are skeptical about crypto, it may very well just open your eyes. And you never know, you could change your opinion. But I think it's a great mentality to have. I think there's some really, really, really good points. I want to move on now to our final game/challenge. And I'm only going to put you under pressure one last time, so bear with me. So you can only use fiat or crypto forever. From this point on, fiat or crypto. In 45 seconds, you need to convince me of your answer. So you need to convince me to choose fiat or crypto. Make sense?
Yes. You guys aren't going to like what I have to say, though.
Oh, don't worry. Let's go for it. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Let's do it.
All right. I have to say it like this. I would probably go with crypto. When I say crypto, it would probably be like a stable coin like USDC or Bitcoin, because I am going to need like a fiat on or off ramp. I'm going to have to coordinate with Lowe's dad too, because I'm going to have to be like, I'll give you crypto, you give me cash so I can pay for things. But let's face it, like I do believe crypto is a future. I do believe these money and all this tangible stuff, payment systems is going to go away. But at the same time, I want to kind of hedge myself properly. Like I've taken enough risks recently in my life. I feel like this would be a nice risk to take. But I also do have a backup plan. I can go to Lowe's dad, or I can go to somebody else, but hey, can I give you crypto for cash? But that is a scary thing to kind of think about. I know I'm not really doing a good job of convincing you, because I'm coming at this from like a mom's perspective. Because at first my answer is going to be fiat. And it's not because I don't believe in crypto or USDC. It's just like, how am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to pay my bills? So I would probably have all my bills and everything taken care of. And then I would just merge to this full on like crypto space, obviously with the help of Lowe's dad.
Awesome. I love the fact that you've incorporated both sides though, because at the moment as things stands, fiat is needed for some things in our life, but I'm kind of hoping that as things develop and as crypto is more adopted, the use cases will expand as well. So hopefully, if that is the future, I'm really, really looking forward to it. Okay, so that's all we have time for today. Wendy O, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you. Would you like to let everybody know your socials and where they can find you?
Yes, first off, thank you so much, Lady Crypto, for having me on. I'm excited for you to come on my channel. We do a really fun roundtable thing. If you guys want to get in touch with me, or you want to follow my stuff or counter trade me or whatever it is, I don't care. All my socials are at CryptoWendyO. I'm on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Discord. I've got a free newsletter. We've got 9,000 subscribers, and we post really, really great stuff. I fund it all myself. I let my team kind of write about whatever they're feeling about writing, and it's a great thing. So if y'all want to follow me, great. You want to support me, great. Also too, even if you hate me, please go to my website. I have a charity tab supporting 2 local charities. So if you guys are interested in supporting House of Ruth, which services DVSA survivors, men and women, and people of all different backgrounds, or you want to help the babes, the self-care lab, they've got a link there. You can donate directly to those places.
Awesome. So you've got lots of options there, guys. And as Wendy said, even if you're not that bothered, go donate to charity, help somebody out. It's all going to help, and it's all for a good cause. So if you don't follow me already and you want to see more, you can follow me on Twitter at Lady of Crypto 1, and my link tree is on there that will take you to all of my other socials. This stream has been brought to you by The Trading Battle. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Have a great week, guys. Trade smart, don't be a dumbass, and we will see you soon.